What's up, guys? It's Devon Kennard here, and today I want to talk to you guys about single-family real estate investing and specifically some steps you need to take when it comes to doing your homework before you start investing in single-family properties. Step number one, I would say, is get familiar with the terminology. If you're starting to try to get into single-family real estate investing, really any kind of asset class of real estate, you need to understand the terminology that you're going to be presented by other investors, realtors, the bank or whoever you're doing financing through. Like, you need to be able to talk the language of real estate. And if you can't do that, it's going to be hard for anything else to function here after that. So what are some terms? You got to know what cap rate is, return on investment, cash on cash return, financing options, a 30-year fixed loan. What does that mean? Just basic lingo that's every day in the real estate world. And sometimes that seems overwhelming. Like, if I were to show you a football playbook, for me, it's simple what I'm looking at. For you, it might be complicated. Well, if you were looking at football playbooks regularly, it would become pretty easy for you to interpret that as well. So real estate is no different. You got to get in front of and start looking at real estate deals and seeing what people are saying. What's the basic vernacular and terms that people are using on a regular basis when it comes to real estate. A great place to start with that is podcasts. Bigger Pockets is a podcast I fell in love with and I watch and listen to all the time. But there are a ton of different real estate podcasts out there now. So you can kind of pick your flavor. Maybe it's just one, maybe it's multiple. There's also a ton of real estate books. I know that Brandon Turner and David Green from Bigger Pockets, they also write a ton of books. But also Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki and his whole team, they've wrote a ton. But that's just a couple right there. There's a ton of real estate books out there. I've read a ton that I could recommend. So if you need some more recommendations, reach out to me in the comments and I'll make sure to send you over a link of some more great books that I think can help you in the real estate and to get familiar with the terminology and the basics. After you have a good understanding of the terminology of real estate, then it's time to start looking into the finances and really diving in. What kind of investment am I looking at? All right, for me, it was single family, and that's what we're talking about here today. So what are the returns that I want to aim for? And you got to start to build out a criteria for what kind of investment you're looking to do. Like, if you don't know what cash on cash return you're willing to accept, or the cap rate you're going for, or the return on investment, if you don't have a basic criteria of this is the kind of property I'm looking for numbers wise, it's going to be kind of hard for you, and you're going to be like everywhere, because you're going to get a deal and not know, all right, is this a good deal or is it not a good deal? If you have a basis for what you're typically looking for, then you can base everything you do off of that basis and move along and be like, all right, if I am typically looking for a 7% cash on cash return or higher, if a deal comes in and it's 6.5, it's out because it didn't meet your criteria. And when you start to build that criteria, now you can start to, really decipher for, does this deal work for me or does it not? And to kind of go along with that, once you're evaluating that, then it's like, all right, how am I getting this deal flow? And how am I finding the right kind of deals? And that goes into my next step of doing your homework, which is building a team around you of resources. And that could be from legal advice with real estate attorneys, accountants that are helping you handle your finances when it comes to investing in real estate. That includes contractors. If you're renovating properties, you're going to need a contractor or a handyman. That includes property management company, or if you're managing it on yourself, software that you're going to use and templates you're going to use to find tenants and to make contracts and agreements with those tenants. So you got to kind of start to build out, all right, what is my strategy? What does it need and what does it entail? And how am I going to not only be able to buy one, but a second one, third one, and so on by using this strategy. So those are a few basics I think that everybody really needs to do when they're starting to do your homework and like, all right, I want to invest in real estate. Where do I start? So start by learning the language, then building out a criteria and understanding the finances, and then build out a team around you of resources that you're going to be able to use and lean on. And once you do that, you got to shoot your shot. I talk about it all the time. If you build a network, you know what your criteria is of what you're looking for, and you know the basic knowledge, there's only so much learning you can do without making a move and busting a move. So eventually you got to shoot your shot. And I think doing your homework puts you in position to shoot your shot and be successful. I hope this helps you guys today. If you have any questions, make sure you hit me in the comments, like, share this video, and let's continue to grow together. And I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I'll talk to you next time. I'm out.